So I've been super bad about staying consistent posting videos. Um, and I'm only slightly better in the aspect of actually being consistent in the gym. In the last 2 weeks, I'd say I've gone maybe 4 times, which is not great. I'm gonna go again as soon as I finish this video. But essentially, what I'm focusing on right now is, you know, just doing enough to get by. Not like I'm not saying that's the right thing to do or the best way to go about it, but at this point in my life, that God is working through me and manifesting miracles and stuff in my life. He's having me go up to talk to people all the time, spreading his message and his joy. And sometimes this happens while I'm supposed to be eating lunch, and that's kind of funny. But I'll be in the dining hall on campus at school, and I'll just have the prompting to go and talk to someone. And as I'm talking, I realize I'm not eating, and then I realized I wasted all my time, and I didn't have time to eat as much as I wanted to. But it's all in the glory of God. Not saying that He's the one that made me not eat, but I'm doing His work in an imperfect way, and I'm wasting my time in some aspects doing it. So it's kind of forcing me to be better at it. So I only work out when I know that I've eaten well enough to do it, because I know that the workout is straining. It's straining my body, and my body will need nutrients to recover. And so without the proper nutrition, my body will simply just deteriorate and become weaker and more prone to injury. So if my rule is if I haven't eaten well in 2 days, in 2 days consecutively, then that third day I can't go and work out, because I believe food and nutrition, the nutrients stay in your system for a good amount of time. It's well into a few days. So if you eat a good meal on Monday, that'll last you through Tuesday and up to Wednesday, and then after that you'll have to make sure you're still properly fed. And if you're not, then by that third day, you'll probably want to go and get a good meal. So that's what I did yesterday. By the way, this was recorded 5 days ago. I'm just doing the voiceover now because I put it off for too long, and now because I need to go record another workout. I don't want to run out of storage on my phone. My phone has limited storage. So, anyways, I'm doing a high bar squat today in this workout. Basically, I had a PR about a month ago, 315 with a low bar squat. And the low bar squat I found is easier mechanically for me because it involves less of my lower back, I guess my whole back, and it's more like my legs and hips. And so I'm able to push my weight doing that. But it kind of avoids a glaring weakness of mine, which is my core strength, my lower back and everything. I noticed that the higher I place the bar, the more that my back and everything wants to bend, and that's due to a lack of strength. So in order to continue to claim, that I'm getting stronger and everything, I really do need to test myself in all areas and all aspects. So before I can say 315 is my actual PR, I have to be able to do it not just the easy way, but also the correct way and the hard way. So this is 295 right here. This is 20 pounds short of 315, and it felt nice. It felt good, but I don't think I can do 315 yet. I think I'm just shy of that. I wanted to make sure that I'm implementing a better habit, which is not looking at my feet, not looking at the ground while I squat. It helps me visually, but at the same time, it puts my neck in a weird position. And so I want to make sure that I'm not developing any postural issues. And so when I squat now, these days, I'm looking up at the wall, making sure that I keep my gaze fixed, so that way my neck and upper back are straightened out. I feel like it's actually helping me a lot. And so it's something I'd recommend anyone doing that hasn't already thought about that, because when you're looking down, you put your neck in a strained position, in a posture that could potentially lead to problems in the future. The one issue I had, or the worry I had, was that if I was looking up, I might lose my balance and fall. But that's why you just practice with lower weight and work up, and then you'll be able to do it easily. So I guess another tip, or another issue I've had, they call it, I don't know what they call it, hip dip or butt wink. That's what it is. Butt wink, where you get to the bottom of the squat and your pelvis rotates. And supposedly that comes from a lack of strength in your adductors. I think the adductors are your inner thigh muscles, the ones that connect to your pelvis. So those muscles are actually probably the more dominant drivers in the squat, combined with your quads. But your inner thigh muscles, they connect to your pelvis, and through your pelvis they connect to what's called the psoas. I think this is where the insertion is, but your psoas muscle is a really deep layer of muscle, deep tissue layer that is wrapped around your hips, and that connects your lower back to your legs. So basically it allows for that flexion where you can where your hips can hinge and everything, where you can bend forward and backwards and all that stuff. So in the squat, your adductors are extremely important. And if for some reason your hips and lower back are underdeveloped, you'll have this butt wink, because that's how your body, like your pelvis has a natural way of curving around the joint, around your hip sockets, I guess. And that is how your body avoids putting too much strain and pressure on muscles that are underdeveloped, is how it finds ways to mechanically relieve the pressure and tension. So if you're seeing that, and that's a way for you to know that your hips and lower back need to be strengthened, as well as your inner thigh muscles. I would recommend, what I've been doing is kind of like sumo deadlifts, and those seem to be helping. And I don't know, really good idea to. This is why I recommend like not trying to find the easiest way to mechanically leverage the weight, but think of what is the most challenging way that is still structurally sound. That way you can point out to yourself your weaknesses and your imbalances. For example, like it's not in this workout, but I already have a second workout recorded that I need, or like the footage is recorded, I need to do a voiceover. But in this workout, I was doing an overhead static hold where I'm just holding the weight above my head, and I can tell how my body wants, in all my lifts, and not just this, bench press, deadlift, squat, I have like a weakness in my right hip, or like one of the muscles in that area. And I can tell because my body is trying to shift a weight away from that part of me. And so in this workout, I made sure I specifically like held my posture to in a way where I could correct that leaning away. And during the sets, I could feel that muscle, whatever that weak muscle is, getting activated and being targeted. It was like that muscle was finally being forced to pull its weight. So that's exactly how you do it. You just gotta practice correct form. This is why I record myself, so I can see exactly what I'm doing wrong, what I could do better, where my body is leaning and where my body is twisting, turning. I used to do what I call it like a helicopter, where when I was squatting, my trunk would twist. So like the bar would look flat from behind, from this angle that you're looking at, but one side would be, I don't know what's called, laterally, like one side of the bar would be in front of the other because I was twisting. And that was a way of me also maintaining leverage while having a weak position. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend, is training with good posture, good form, because it'll force your weaker muscles to come out into the light, and you'll be able to recognize your deficiencies. But that's the video for today. Hope you guys have a good one, and please help me stay motivated. I know it's not your job, guys, but please help me stay motivated to continue posting these. I know no one's really watching them yet, but I know that they will in the future. So I know everyone will eventually have their point of realization where they don't do these things for other people, but they have their own reason for doing them, and that's what I'm trying to find right now. So appreciate anyone listening to this or watching this. Hope you have a great day. See ya.